of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing agents who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I'm joined in studio with my co-host, Sharon McNamara.
Hello, hello. How
Hello.
are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
What's going on?
I don't know. Nothing much. You know, same old, same old. We missed Tim last week. Hey, Tim. Welcome
Hey,
back.
good
Welcome
morning.
back.
Thank you.
Hope you had a nice day off, and hopefully you were doing something fun in the sun.
Oh,
It was beautiful
oh
last
yes, we were in
weekend.
the sun and the heat. Yeah, we were up in the Granite State doing some camping and
Oh, fun.
went to the polar caves and all kinds of
Wow.
fun stuff.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
There's polar bears up there?
No, just polar caves. They're called polar caves because the big glaciers many years ago came through and formed them, and some of them, when you go in, it's actually quite a bit cooler than when you're outside of them by 10, 20 degrees maybe.
Oh, well, that was nice. So
Yeah, it was very pleasant. We came back, I was like, oh, it's hot. Oh,
It's like
Yeah.
it's like AC, right?
I'd be living in that
Yeah.
cave.
Nature's AC.
Leave
that's
me in this cave.
That makes a lot of sense. It's probably why bears like hibernate in caves.
They like to be
yes.
warm, don't they?
Well, I think.
Well,
they're
I think it
naturally
works-
Warm.
I think it works both ways. Like during the summer, maybe it's cooler, and then in the wintertime, it's a little warmer in there, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
We'll have to ask a bear.
Yeah, when you cross, yeah. Our next South Shore bear that comes through,
Yes.
say, hey, your friend's
The
up in
next
New
South
Hampshire.
Shore bear. I'm just
yeah.
gonna drive by and yell out the window.
Just quick question. The caves, are they warmer in the wintertime? Just curious.
Oh,
you know?
teach me about your caves.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they didn't say something to you while you were in the cave.
Well, there are no bears around. No. Oh boy, that would be interesting. Yeah.
I would tell that story, Tim. I'd say,
Yeah.
we went to the Granite State and we hung out in the caves with the bears. It was awesome.
Oh, no.
You might
I
be
don't-
onto something.
I want to come back in one piece and no shredded skin. You know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
blame
I'm
you.
good, yeah.
I don't blame you. But so today, I almost said
Yeah.
tonight because I'm so used to Tuesdays and Saturday morning. I'm still yawning. I'm not used to the Saturday yet, but we'll get there. But today we are talking all things new construction.
Yes.
And why are we talking all things new construction, Sharon?
Well, for a couple of reasons. One, I love new construction. I love saying nothing smells quite like new construction. I love going into my new construction sites and just like the smell of like fresh wood and all that. I just love it.
Fresh paint.
Yeah,
fresh
even
wood.
like when the plumbers are there and stuff, and it's like you can smell like the glue and different things.
Don't tell
like
that to Mark.
PVC.
He'll get,
Yeah, I know.
he'll get jealous.
Don't smell the glue too close.
Yeah,
I know.
Jeez.
Don't smell the glue. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it reminds me of Airplane, that movie. I picked the wrong.
Oh,
Stop sniffing
yeah.
glue.
I've never seen Airplane.
Oh, classic,
Sorry.
Melissa. You got to see it.
Yeah.
You have
Leslie
to.
Nielsen and the rest of them. Oh,
Oh,
great movie.
So funny. Yes.
Yeah.
Shirley, you must be kidding.
Yes, exactly. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, my name is not Shirley. It's so we could go on and on, Tim. Honestly.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. But this isn't an airplane show.
No, it isn't.
no.
But we could certainly do something on that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
here we are, 8 a.m. on Saturday. We are up and we are ready to go. We are the lead-in show for all the talk shows here at WATD on Saturday mornings. Now, don't worry if you tuned in because you thought that you were going to hear Michael McNamara, Alyssa McNamara, or Justin McNamara. They'll be here at 9 a.m. So
Yeah.
their show has shifted and they gave us the 8 o'clock. And One of the reasons this is working out perfectly for my schedule in particular is because I have a new construction development that we're going to be going live with next week. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about it.
Do you want to talk about that in the beginning?
I want to talk about it in the beginning,
the middle, and the end.
end.
Okay, so why don't you tell everybody where it is?
Yeah. Okay. So it's in Hanson. It's off of Spring Street, and the name of the development is Cushing Trails. And we're going to have 40 units. They're duplexes, so side by side. We have 3 different styles of units that are going to be in there. So we have the Whitman, the Hanson, and the Pembroke. And we have an array of different layouts that you can have. So we have 2-bedroom with 1-car garage. We have only a couple of the 3 bedrooms with 1-car garage. We only have 3 of those. So that's all that's going to be built in there. So those ones are there. So I will be able to show those next week. And then we'll have the Pembroke, which is going to be the 2-bedroom and an office with a 2-car garage.
Okay.
Yeah. So our starting price is $570 up to $630. And then, of course, when people want their upgrades and different things that they want to add into it, they can add whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've been there a couple times now, and it's been a little while, so it was very rough, construction over there, and but I like to walk where okay, a house is going to be here, a house is going to be here, oh nice, because right now it's cleared.
Yep.
So you just sort of see nothing. And, I loved doing previous new construction with you and Mary, where it's all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, there's a house. A house popped up here. Or doing open houses and having somebody come in and, do a reservation and then sort of seeing their vision come to life. That was
Yeah.
always fun for me.
Yep.
So I don't know if you want to continue on with Cushing Trails and sort of what the process might be with that. I know you're going to start open houses next week?
Next weekend, we're going to do open houses. So we don't have a finished product yet, but you will be able to walk through them. That's why we sort of held off one more week. I just really wanted to. My hope was that we would be on this week, but I opted to wait one more week just for safety purposes and things. I just want the area sort of cleaned up a little bit. I mean, people are still wearing flip-flops, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
just wanted to make sure. I mean, it is new construction, and you just have to be really safe.
Well,
when
I know
you're
that
in it.
you're going to be wearing heels there because you wear heels to concerts. It blows my mind. So I know that you'll be walking around that new construction site with heels on, but
new construction
yeah.
shoes.
But
yeah.
if you are going to be a visitor, I highly suggest, wearing something a little more comfortable.
Closed-toe shoes. I should do it like bowling. You know how bowling you go and you have to get shoes? I should get a bunch of work boots, all different sizes.
I don't know if people I don't go bowling, but that's part of the reason why is because it freaks me out. Having
Putting
those shoes
on.
Yeah,
but you have your own socks on, and they spray them with some type of stuff, right? So
I would need them to bleach them.
They use a disinfectant before and after every bowler.
oh, they do. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you a bowler?
I used to go quite a bit. I'd be there. Shout out to Alley Cat Lanes. I'd be there at least once a week with the old
shout
Joe.
out.
So,
Oh, I love Alley Cat Lanes. Yeah.
me too. Yeah, been
So
there
much fun.
going there all my life.
I'd like to get into bowling, but I still throw the ball from between my legs.
That's okay. There's no shame in that.
Okay, as long as no one's gonna shame me.
No.
No,
You know,
we'll even put you
you
in the
work up
bumper
to the
lane.
one-handed throw. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll put you in the bumper lane. I like the big.
Ah,
big
yeah, the bumper.
Yeah, I like I like the bigger ball. I still
Yeah.
do that. I still,
Yeah.
it might be a toss a little harder, but whatever. Okay, so
Back on track.
Yeah, Cushing Trails.
So Cushing Trail, yep. So I'm going to start my open houses next week, and so I'll be there at 10 a.m. Probably doing 10 to 2, but obviously, if people want a personal, private showing, I can start doing those next week as well. So, heck, if you want to get in there this weekend, I can certainly do that too. Not today, but
Not
maybe
today.
Tomorrow. I actually have an open house tomorrow, but my phone number is 781-294-4848, 781-294-4848. So if you want more information on this development, feel free to give me a call. We also have Cochise Estates. It's by the same builder, which is Stonebridge Homes. I failed to mention that earlier. So Stonebridge Homes has built over, I'd say at this point, 1,000 homes. I know at one point I was saying 700, but it has to be at least 1,000 homes
Yeah.
at this point. Several developments. I feel confident putting my name on their work, or I wouldn't do it, So I've had some builders in the past ask me to.
Yeah. What is this, your third or fourth development with them?
Yeah.
Fourth?
Yep, probably my fourth. Yeah, and then a couple one-offs that
Yeah.
we did, so a couple lots here and there. So, so I'm really excited about this new one. And then Cochise Estates we have, which is in West Bridgewater. Mary will be there today and tomorrow, and she's there from 11 to 3.
Yes.
11 to 3, and she is there. So we have single family and duplex homes over in that development, and we're going to be our grand opening, so to speak. Our debut of the single family section, phase 2, is going to be next week as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what are you doing for that?
No idea. That's Mary. Mary's the lead on that one.
Well, we'll call Mary.
Yeah. I mean, we've been showing people, the single family, but we're going to make it a big to-do next week. Hopefully the one house that we wanted to have ready for that should be ready for us, and
Nice.
we'll be doing that. But again, we have several different types of duplexes in that development too. We're calling them single family attached because they're humongous. That's the other thing too with the ones at Cushing Trail and Hanson. They're big. They're very big.
Yeah, they are. That's something that I said because after one of our meetings here at the office, here at Boston Connect Real Estate, Mary brought some of us over to Cushing Trails just to see it. Again, it was very, roughed out at that point, but I kept saying, and everyone kept saying, wow, this is so big. It feels so big. Granted, the walls weren't completely up at that point, but she was like, okay, this is the living room. This is the bedroom. This is another bedroom. This is going to be an office. And we were like, wow.
Yeah, I know. They're really
Wow.
big. Yeah.
So yeah, but that's something that something that I love about Cochise Estates is whatever you're looking for, it's there. If you want a duplex, if you want a single family home, if you want a single family attached, which was sort of new to some people, the idea to some people, but it seems like people are really loving it over there.
Yep. If you want one level, you can have that. If you want a
There's
first
just so
floor,
many
you can
options
have that.
over
if you
there.
want all bedrooms up, you can do that. Yeah, the Meadowview is new model for us over there. And that will be similar to ones that we're doing over at Cushing Trail, and those have 3 bedrooms up. So, yeah, it's definitely something for every type of demographic. It doesn't really matter what type of demographic you have for your living arrangements or needs. You can find that at Cochise at 100%. So,
Yeah.
we're really excited about
and I
that.
think
we
that-
actually took 2 reservations this week and sold. And have the model under agreement, the
Nice.
Broadway over at Cochise this week. So
Nice.
yeah.
Wow. So busy.
Been busy. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about new construction today is because I think it's important to talk about new construction right now, especially in light of not having enough, inventory.
Yeah.
So there's so many positives of going the new construction route. And I know for some people it just doesn't work because of timeline. But in most instances you can make it work. That's why we have, we ended up selling the model unit because somebody needed to be in there within 30 days. So we're able to sell that model unit.
Yeah. And the thing with new construction is so we use MLS, multiple listing services, and that is what feeds to the third party sites like Zillow, Realtor.com, all those sites. So not everything on those are in MLS. So not every new construction house is going to go in MLS. It just doesn't work like that.
Yep.
So the final, you have to reach out to the listing agent or the developer or whatever to really find out the nitty gritty of what's going on in the community, because there's 92
92
units
90
over
92 units
over at in Cochise, but you don't have 92 listings in MLS,
yeah.
So you just never know. You might see online oh, there's 1 or 2 available. It might be the model home, it might be one of the new builds, and but you have like all those other ones that you could still go. So again, that's why it's super important to either reach out to somebody directly about the development or go to the open houses with
Yeah.
closed-toed shoes.
And that's such a good point. I'm glad that you brought that up, Melissa, because one of the things is going to us as the listing agent is very, very smart idea. If you have a buyer's agent, hey, we welcome buyer's agents. We
Yeah.
100% do. But, finding a one-off agent that you're really not working with that's buying leads on one of those platforms probably isn't the best route to take when you're doing new construction. They tend not to show up a lot. So you end up working with us anyways. But I think one of the things that's really important is, like you're saying, we don't put all 90, all 40 of the units into MLS.
Yeah.
But don't think of it as a detriment because you see the same unit in MLS for a very long time.
Yeah.
The days on market does not indicate what's actually going on in in that development. So I think that maybe some people look and say, "Well, I wonder what's wrong with that if it's been on the market so long." It's only because it's the model.
Yeah, and there's 90 of them.
Yeah, and you choose what lot you want.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you choose what location you want. I mean, some people are very specific. I want to face southwest, or I want to face north, or whatever it is that they want. Some people want to be looking over at Cochise out back. It is gorgeous, beautiful, like sort of. I want to call it like a prairie. That's what it sort of reminds me of. It's all like meadows. And there's all kinds of biking trails back there. I know Owen Kelly, who is the developer that we work with through Stonebridge. He's done a lot of work. He does a lot of like trail biking and stuff, and he has it all mapped out. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, these trails that goes on and on and on for miles and miles, and it connects all the way into the Bridgewaters and beyond. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really, really beautiful over there. Yeah, but that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that out. Don't say, oh, wow, that's been on the market a long time. I wonder why it's not selling. It's not selling because it's the model unit, but we have other units that you can choose from.
So now that you've brought up the model unit, can you tell people like what does that entail? Like what is in a model unit? Why is it called a model unit? Why do they sit? Why do they sell?
Good question. So the reason why we call it the model unit is because that's what we're modeling everything that you can see what your options are when you choose your own. I mean, we're semi-custom, so we're not a full custom development. Full custom would be that you're, coming to us with your designs and all of that. We're basically telling you these are your options.
Yeah. And
you choose from these options.
Yeah.
So, and we have plenty of options, so you have so many different variations of things that if you can do or want to do. What we put in the model is, an idea of everything so you can see it, so, different cabinet styles, different island styles, different flooring styles, different vanities, different lighting fixtures, like all of the above. Maybe even like wainscoting and different, just everything and anything that you can think of that you would want in a house comes in the model.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times people love to buy the model.
Yeah. I mean, I just doing open houses in model homes, I always just like would feel like I'm already at my house. Like I'm living in here, doing open houses every weekend there. And it really is true. It's like, this is what you can do. And of course there are upgrades and there's, different levels and stuff. And that's when you get into like the real, like sort of nitty gritty of building a house. But I always think that like the best value and best like bang for your buck is in your model homes. I mean, they really are filled with things that are great and, the builder chooses them. So that's the difference between, you won't be able to choose those as if you were building something else. But, it's always great stuff.
Yeah. I love that it's called home too. Like it's our model home, because nothing feels quite as good as new construction and being home in it.
Yeah.
But there are obviously lots of other benefits of new construction and, oh, excuse me, I don't even know where that came from. And I have been, I've been in real estate obviously for over 20 years now. And I have always been a very strong listing agent when it comes to new construction. I've had several developments, a lot of 40B unit developments. We've had a show on those. We can do that another time too. And so a 40B development, I know those get such a bad rap, and I hate that. It's just, in order, and this is, you know what, I am going to bring it up right now. A lot of people they say, there's low inventory, but when the builders are building, they're building these big, enormous homes that are just too expensive for people to buy. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is because of the cost to build, So everything has increased for the builders. The cost of supplies, the cost of labor, the cost of everything has increased. Also, permitting, engineering, getting the road in, getting the utilities in, just everything that goes along in this process that nobody sees in the back end. It's enormous, and it costs a lot of money. So that's why the 40B developments in every town is supposed to have 10%. Mm-hmm. And that's what the state has, goaled every town to have, is up to 10%. And what that does is it basically says to the builder, hey, we're going to allow you. So like, I'll take Pembroke, for example. We have a 1 acre lot minimum to build a home on with 150 feet of frontage. And what they'll do is they'll say, okay, if you're going to make 25% of your homes that you're building affordable, so people can afford them, then we'll allow you to make them quarter acres, half acres, whatever. The town will come up with what they, deem to be reasonable. Mm-hmm. So that's what a 40B development is. But I think people think, and I'm only saying this, hey, I grew up in Dorchester, and like the sort of the bad vibe that people always had about, oh, you live in the projects type thing. You know what I mean? Like the old colony projects and stuff like that. Hey, I had no problem with any of that. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But that's sort of like that mentality, I think, that people have, is that 40B means it's, and I don't even know. Like, I don't consider anybody riffraff, but I'm afraid that the general public might think that's what it means. And it does not mean that. You cannot tell the difference between these homes from the exterior. They are working people who have to qualify.
Yeah, you have to qualify for these
you have to qualify. You have a mortgage, you're working, and, a lot of times it ends up being maybe, the people who do the best jobs for us that get the least amount of pay, like teachers, right?
Yeah.
Or even like our firefighters and police officers and things like that. So I think that's what a 40B development is about, in uniting a community. And that's one of the things you were talking about. Boy, I haven't stopped talking. But one of the things that you said earlier was like the excitement of new construction in that development and watching it grow. It's so fun to watch a community come together with new neighbors too, so it's really nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm done talking.
Do you want to take a break for a minute?
Yeah, I need to break.
So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. You're listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable, and we're going to continue talking about new construction.
Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home no longer suits our everyday needs. With ever-changing living dynamics, addressing your future is all about right-sizing. Finding the right size home for you right now. Are you finding yourself in an unexpected circumstance? Are you worried about a loved one living alone? Does multi-generational living make the most sense for you? Let us help you find the right size for you right now. I'm Sharon McNamara, the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Let's face it, we all get to the point in our lives when our current home
ladies,
no
while
longer
we're in
suits
break,
our
I
everyday
just wanted to give you a
needs.
heads
With
up. I
ever-changing
don't know
living
what George did it
dynamics,
last
addressing
week,
your
but what
future
we're
is
trying
all
to do
about
now is
right-sizing.
carry the live
Finding the right size
CBS
home for you
newscast
right
at
now.
9 o'clock.
Are you having difficulty with
So
navigating multiple
maybe
levels in
do
your
the
home?
wrap up
Are you
a
finding
little
that
quicker,
yard work is
approaching
taking
the
up
top
all
of
your
the
free
hour.
time? Do the home maintenance projects
all
seem
right.
never ending?
thank
Let us
you.
help you find the right size for you right
Wanna
now.
have good
I'm
radio.
Sharon McNamara, the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team, or one of the dedicated agents at Boston Connect Real Estate to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with us at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000.
We now return to Talk Real Estate, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services on 95.9 WATD.
And we are back. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I'm in studio with the one and only Sharon McNamara.
Good morning.
Good morning, broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. Yes. We are live on Facebook too, so don't be shy. I know I see some people out there watching us, so we're waving. Hi. But if you want to join in on the discussion, you can comment on our Facebook Live. We're everywhere, or you can call in the studio 781-837-4900.
Yes, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, whether it's about this topic or any other topic. We'd love to hear from you.
Talk to us about anything.
Talk to us about anything. We haven't had any callers at this 8 a.m. I wonder if everyone's just sleepy. But I'll give the number one more time, 781-837-4900, and Tim will pipe you over to us. So I want to talk again. I said I was going to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end, and it seems like all I'm talking about, but I'm very excited about it. We're talking new construction today. I have a new development coming on the market next week, and it is Cushing Trails. It is 40 units. They are duplex units, and we're going to have 3 different styles. It's going to be the Whitman, the Hanson, and the Pembroke. We're going to have 2-bedroom units with 1-car garage. We only have 3 of the 3-bedroom units with 1-car garage. Then we're going to have 2-bedroom with an office and a 2-car garage. That will be the Pembroke. So that is exciting stuff for us. I will be there starting next week. I will be there every weekend. I'm thinking that it will probably be like 10 to 2 is what I'm thinking that we'll be there from. A little bit about Cushing Trails. One of the things I'm really excited about that location is that it's very, very convenient to get to the commuter rail. So anybody who's thinking about maybe leaving the city, coming back South Shore, or somebody who's right-sizing into something smaller. These are big, though, and just want to let you know. Or maybe something with no maintenance because, everything will be done for you. Very convenient to get to the commuter rail from there. And then with Cochise Estates, we have 90 units, 92 units. That is a mixture of single-family homes and single-family attached homes, as well as some duplexes. And Mary is over there every Saturday, Sunday from 11 to 3, and every Wednesday 5 to 7. And we got 2 reservations this week, and got the model home is actually under agreement right now, one of the model homes. So make sure you go over there to see Mary. And the great thing about that location, it is so convenient to get to Route 24 or to get to 495. So really, really good locations. And we are the marketing firm for Stonebridge Homes for that. So we are the marketing team for them on those 2 projects, and happy to be doing so. So we're talking new construction today.
We are talking new construction. And why do you love new construction so much? You're like it's like septic systems. You always light up with a septic system. You light up with new construction.
I know. I don't know what it is, and it is funny because I'm giddy about Cushing Trails starting. I was down there the other day, and I was talking to Owen Kelly, is the developer that I work with over at Stonebridge. And I was jumping up and down. I felt like Tony Robbins, he jumps on his little trampoline before he goes on stage.
My gosh, yeah, he does.
And that's what I felt like. I'm just excited. It's just the newness of new construction that, the new, everything is great. Think about when a flower blooms. It's new, it's great, it's vibrant. I love that. And it's just exciting to see people, like you said earlier, it's exciting to see people put their dreams together.
Yeah.
Right? So I just really love it. And I always say nothing smells as good as new construction feels. So I just love it.
I want to get into sort of the trends. So so you've been doing new construction for quite a long time.
Yeah.
What are some of the new construction trends that you've seen now, maybe in the beginning when you were doing new construction that maybe aren't sort of trendy now? I would think that the process of figuring out everything that you want into your house would be stressful because you're okay, right now on trend is this. And now will it be on trend in 10 years? What is sort of that process, and what have you seen being trending right now?
Yeah, it's interesting because I tend to be the person that doesn't want to follow a trend because all I know about trends is that, like you said, they're outdated within 5 to 10 years. I remember at one point there was this sort of antique washed look on kitchen cabinets, right? On kitchens. And it looked beautiful and I loved it at the time. But now I walk into a house and when they have it, I was like, oh, so you built your house in 2015. Right?
Yeah.
So like I can tell. And so I think that the best advice that I can give to people is, hey, new construction, generally people, they're going to be there a little bit more longer term than what I would say the standard person is, unless they get relocated or something like that. You know, to go with what your heart feels at that time. And sort of, I like to be sort of on the basics. I love beige because it's going to be beige or beige at any time. So I tend to stay in that field myself. But, you know, the nice thing with being in new construction is watching the trends that have come into play, like people getting away from maybe hardwood floors and going to, you know, the laminates and doing more things like that,
Yeah.
you know. So those types of things are exciting to watch as construction goes along. And too, it's interesting. One of the things I love about new construction, actually, I was talking to Joe Stack yesterday. And Joe Stack was the foreman on some developments that I had done with a different builder, and he's now the part-time building inspector in Pembroke and full-time in Hanover. Good friend. And I was talking to him yesterday about something, and as I was talking to him, I was like, Joe, you know, I've learned so much from him.
Yeah.
And just with like construction and things to look at and things like that. And that's what I love about being part of new construction. You can see it from, like, I was in a house I was in Cushing Trail actually last week with Owen, and I noticed that he like took a picture of like a beam or something, and I was like, oh, what did you, like, I'm very inquisitive. I was like, oh, what did you take that for? He goes, that beam doesn't belong there. That beam belongs here. And I don't think it was really a beam. It was just like a header or something. I don't know. And he's like, I just want to make sure that I tell, you know, the framer that has to be moved. But like, so his eyes are always on that. And I was like, oh, all right. And he explained why.
Yeah.
So I love that about
Yeah.
new construction.
Yeah. I feel like you love everything about new construction.
I really, really do. I really, really do. I love it all.
So, when you were talking, I was just thinking about your own house. So you built your house in what, 1992?
My house was already built. So.
Oh, I thought you guys built it.
No, we didn't. It was new. It was brand new, but we did not build it.
Oh,
story
okay.
Well, and this is probably why I am the type of agent I am, is because when Mark and I first got married, I was working, and then I ended up at Reebok and doing marketing and advertising and everything. But we gave a builder, we got engaged, we gave a builder $13,000. It's everything that we had to our name. And by we, I mean Mark, right? Because I was 24. And the builder left.
Yeah.
And he basically took off with our money. We had our wedding planned. We were paying for our own wedding. Invitations were out. We had nothing. So we ended up living with my in-laws for a few months. And we literally rolled pennies and sold suits to consignment shops. I remember one of my boss gave me like this little Coach wristlet. I sold it.
Yeah.
Just to get enough money to have a down payment to have our own house. And I think that experience helped me understand how easy it is to be sort of taken victim of a scam or something. And that's why I'm so passionate about making sure my clients are like being protected. Living with my in-laws was not bad, but that isn't how you want to come home from your honeymoon.
No.
You know? Yeah. So the story is actually, back then you needed a newspaper. It was 1992. So that was 31 years ago. And we had I think it was the Globe, and we were going to open houses, and Mark's grandfather lived in Pembroke, and I barely heard of it, even though my grandparents had a cottage here. And we got to the end of 36, where 27 meets, and I was like, oh, I forgot the directions. I knew it was here. Well, the directions were we were supposed to take a left in the first right. Okay, that would have been Old Tree. But I was at, we were there at this, it was a stop sign then, and I looked over and I saw an open house sign, and it was a right in the first left.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of taking a left in the first right, we took a right in the first left, and that's how we ended up on Elmer Street. And that's how we've been there ever since.
Wow. So I'm just thinking, you had a darker kitchen.
Yeah.
Was that on trend, or did you get that, like, that was what came with the house?
No.
Because I thought, this whole time I thought that you guys built it.
No, we didn't build it. And that was actually the second kitchen. So our original kitchen didn't look anything like that. It was just like builder spec old, like little, like oak cabinets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing fancy or anything. So we did a kitchen renovation. Again, we've been there 31 years. So I think it was like 20 years in or something. We did the kitchen over when we did the addition on the house, and I chose shaker style because shaker will not, I mean, if the Shakers had it, I mean, certainly it's not going out of style. Right?
Yeah.
So I did shaker style, and they were darker because that was the trend then. And then we recently, a couple of years ago, just had them painted.
Yeah.
So,
And new countertops.
and new countertops.
Yeah,
Yep.
it looks like a brand new kitchen.
It does. It feels like a brand new
But
kitchen.
but like my point is that when you did the kitchen over, like, yes, you just said it was on trend to have that sort of style, those colors, everything, and then now it's like everything is bright and white, and you're like, okay, I want to do that too.
Yeah, it will change again. Don't tell Mark,
It'll
but
change.
it'll change again.
Well, you guys are aging in place, so yeah, I'm sure it'll change again in the next couple of years.
But that's the thing, though. When we did the kitchen over, I did quality cabinets. I did shaker style, something that isn't going to go out of style. So the changes I made, for the most part, were cosmetic, other than
Yeah.
doing the new kitchen counters,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, but one of the things I really want to talk about, and I know that Julia did a really nice job on this agenda, but I did a couple of blogs. And if you're interested in my Cushing Trail is not up. We're active next week, so I don't have the website up for that yet. But if you want to see what I am talking about, you can go to cochesit.com, and Cochesit is COCHESETT.com. And you will get to our website, and I have a blog there. And two of the blogs I did were the benefits of new construction in the early stages of development and the top reasons why to buy new construction. So which one do you want to talk about first?
What are the top reasons to buy new construction?
Oh, I got to tell you, there are a lot. So one is the obvious. It's pretty. It's nice. And that was what I was starting to say is, working in new construction, I've been able to see how how regulations have changed and things that have to be done, like with permits and things like that. So like now we're at the point where every home has to have, the charger in it for the electric cars.
Yeah.
You have to have, it has to have a pipe that goes up to from the basement up to the roof for solar.
What's the thing with the fan in the bathroom?
Yep, there's that new thing in the fan with the bathroom that's always going. But that's one of the benefits of new construction is they're so tight and they're so efficient. And so energy efficiency is huge.
Yeah.
And I know, we're doing like heat pumps and, being top of trend when it comes to preserving energy and sort of being green. We're doing a really good job of, maintaining that for people. Because, you listen to the news. They want everybody to be, no gas.
Yeah.
That's their goal.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of electric with heat pumps and things like that. But everything is so energy efficient. Like your energy bills will be less. So I love that. The other great thing is everything is new. Your roof is new and with the best quality, right?
Yeah.
So now when you put a roof on, it's lasting a very long time. And, I love that we do the vinyl siding. Some people like it, some people don't. But I think, hey, this is something that's easy to maintain. And I think that that's what people want. They want the ease of maintenance as well.
Yeah, because, right now everybody's working.
Yes.
Everyone's working. Does anyone really want to go home and have to,
No.
take care of their house? No, but they also would love to own a house. So,
Exactly.
You have to work in order to buy it and maintain it. But
It's the difference between enjoying it
yeah,
and being resentful towards it.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Like every weekend having to do something on the house. So I think that that's one of the nice features as well.
yeah. And this is getting back to something that you said earlier in the show with, building such big houses and all that stuff is because, the cost of building them is so high. That's why you're not going to see somebody a builder building a small 2-bedroom ranch. It's not sort of worth it for them. Like,
Yeah.
it's too expensive to do
Yeah.
that. So everybody who's in my price range, so anybody who is right sizing or a first time home buyer looking for that 2-bedroom small ranch, it's not going to be new construction. Like, we need resales.
Yeah.
So
and that's what we need the people who are in those smaller homes to invest in new construction and not be afraid of new construction. I mean, that's one of the things that I think, when Mary started with me 12 years ago, right? Maybe, right? 12, 13 years ago. I had a development with a different developer at that time. He's no longer working. He's retired now, but that was like her first experience in real estate was with a 24 unit. I think it was 24 units or 24 houses. I think, of new construction, single family colonials. So she sort of learned like she got baptism by fire. And, now, she's such a pro at new construction, and she knows the ins and outs of all of that. I don't know what made me think of that, but I did. One of the other great things about that's why I was saying don't be afraid of it, because when you're working with somebody like us, I'm going to give ourselves a plug. I never do that on this show. I am going to plug ourselves. We are very good at new construction. We know what we're doing when we're talking about new construction. That's why we're there to hold your hand through that process. You don't have to be afraid of what are the next steps. One of the things that people don't understand too is like time is of the essence when you're doing new construction, and it's, you put in your reservation, you put in your reservation, and then, then by the time you get to purchase and sales agreement, and we want you to start picking out like what you want in this home so we can figure out what is that final price going to be, like what extras are you putting in there? What upgrades are you going for? But time is of the essence. If you want to close at a certain time, then you have to meet these deadlines. And I think sometimes people miss the boat on that a little bit. They don't fully understand. Because if you think about it, we're building several homes. We have several people that are interested. Like somebody just lost out on something because they were taking their time. And we're like, we're sorry, we have to now bump out your closing another 30 days because somebody else picked out their things before you did.
yeah.
So that's one thing, but that we're there to sort of push you along and help you. And that's why I think it's great when you come, directly to us so we can help you with that process. But one of the great things too, you don't have this issue that you're going through right now with competing offers.
Yeah.
Right? Because we have several units available.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You have 90 units, and I'm up against 30 people from one house.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's enough to go around. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, there was a point where I was looking at Cushion Trail for myself, and it's sort of not the route that I'm going towards right now, but it's definitely an option, because right now it is so hard out there for everybody. And if people aren't selling their houses, then, buyers have to go to new construction.
And a lot of times with new construction too is, there's a lot of builder incentives that go along with it as well. And we have a lot of, mortgage companies and finance companies and banks that want to collaborate with us so we can put together some nice packages for people who are buying. So with, recently with interest rates going up astronomically for some people, it's been sort of the push that's pushed them out of being able to buy any home. A lot of times when you're working new construction, the builder is able to, work with you to get some incentives. So like buying down your rate or adding some extra upgrades or doing things like that. A lot of times they do have that, and they'll have, spring incentives. But the thing you need to understand is when we say, and I hate saying it because it sounds so salesy, but it's like, well, this is a spring incentive. We're going to include the island, the oversized island, but that is going to be expiring next week. It's almost like people think you're trying to push them towards it, and it's like, no, like with really, it just, that's when it's expiring. Spring's over, summer starts, so.
Yeah.
The other thing is, there's so much to talk about, I didn't realize, but one of the things that people don't understand with new construction is and this goes into my other blog that I did, is the benefits of new construction in the early stages. And I know a lot of times people are sort of, steered away from it because of, construction going on and everything. That's when you're getting your best pricing.
Yeah.
Because as developments go on, the prices go
They
up.
go up. Just like everything else.
Period. Amen. They go up.
They go up. The interest rate might go up.
Yeah. And the thing is the people who are there first, it's almost like a gift to them that, hey, we understand that you're going to be dealing with trucks and vehicles and construction,
open stuff like that,
and all of that. We understand that, and that's sort of the gift to them that they'll have. This has happened. It happens every time I have a development. It's funny. I had this one in particular, this one in Pembroke I had, not with Stonebridge, with another developer. And this person came in right out. Literally, there were maybe 2 houses at the time. Wanted this house, wanted to build one. He kept on like sort of trying to get like a better price than what we already had. And I was like, this is really the price. This is the best you're going to get.
Yeah.
Literally, when the last house was available, he came in and he's like, well, why is this house so much more than when I originally wanted to buy it? And I was like, because now it's the last house in the development, not the first.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that, though.
Yeah.
It's really a short time.
Get in while you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So
We only have about 8 minutes left.
I know. Okay, so let me talk about so another benefit to getting in at first. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I was trying to remember what my thing was here, is the benefits of new construction in early stages of development. One of the other things that's great when you're one of the first ones is because you basically get to choose where you're going to be in the development. Some people like to be at the end of the cul-de-sac. Some people like to be in the middle. Some people like to be right at the beginning. They don't want, the traffic of a development going by their house every day. Well, that would be every day that they would, but they just want to be able to get out or whatever. So, and you know what else is great? The potential for increased property value. So if you're new in the development, if you're one of the first people in that development, you're buying at that lower rate.
Yeah.
You are buying with equity.
Yeah.
Period. Amen.
Yeah.
Because
That's a good way to put it.
yeah. So when you are when the last house goes in there and it's $50,000, potentially $100,000 more than what this one that you bought it for, look how much equity you've already gained.
Yeah.
So I think that that's really something to think about.
Yeah. That's a good way to think. I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You're buying with equity.
Buying with equity.
And the other nice thing, and we brought this up a little bit earlier too, is, that opportunity to sort of be, sort of the pioneer of the people who first get into the neighborhood and getting to know all your neighbors and sort of being that matriarch or patriarch of the neighborhood, so to speak, and getting to know everybody at at that level of when they first move in. So I think that those are some advantages as well.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's so many advantages, and especially, my perspective coming from a buyer in how tough it is out there for the resales. And if people aren't selling, I mean, obviously people are going to go towards new construction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and with new construction, you get the warranty. I mean, Stonebridge has wonderful warranties that go along with their buildings and with their construction. And, I think that that's sort of something that gives you some comfort too, because sometimes you buy a resale home and guess what? You buy what you buy. I mean, recently I had a client that bought a house and they moved in and the microwave didn't work. There's nothing I can do about it, right?
Yeah.
So the microwave broke like the day they moved in and there's nothing you can do. There's no warranty on that.
Yeah.
Unless you buy a home warranty, and most people don't. So that's another great advantage to having new construction as well.
We only have a couple minutes left, but why don't you talk briefly about like the actual building process? So how does that? I know it's like it's a lot to.
It is a lot. So
to
we might have
get
to
into.
We might have to continue as a phase 2 of this, but it's the preliminary planning. You come to the open house. You see that you want to put in a reservation. We do a $2,000 deposit for a reservation. It is refundable if you decide not to go forward, but it's just sort of to secure the place you want and what lot you want. Home site, we call them. So whatever home site you want in the plan that you want or the style of home that you want. And then when it comes to, so, and like I said, we're semi-custom, so we basically already have what those plans are. I will say this, and hopefully won't get in trouble from Owen or anyone at Stonebridge. There are times when we can make some adjustments. You know what I mean? So, it's not so easy to just take down a wall because of the way that, things are built. But maybe if you want to put up a wall or something, you want a half wall, something, little things sometimes we can sort of maneuver.
And they built a house that was handicap accessible as well. And, there's modifications that can be made as well if somebody needed
absolutely.
it. So.
It was, so they did that one was like wheelchair accessible. So it didn't have like all the regulations and stuff, but they can do that. It's just that gets a little pricey. But and then you have to go through it. There's so much, really. We don't have enough time to really talk about it.
All right. Well, then wrap it up.
Because I know that we have to talk about some open houses. So maybe we can do a part 2 of like the whole construction process from start to finish and the exciting parts about it. It's generally about, I would say, from signing purchase and sales agreement, if the foundation is already in. If from signing, it's usually about 90 to 120 days, I would say, to get your house completed.
Okay. Well, maybe we can continue it next Saturday.
All right. Well, it sounds good to me. I love talking about new construction.
And you will be at Cushing Trails after.
Yes, I will.
And so we'll be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You have a new name.
Yes. So Mary's married now. So we've been waiting to make this change. So we are now considered the McNamara Horton Group. We thought that would be good because, Mark helps me a lot, so he's a McNamara. Maybe one day Sam will be, he helps. So, we all help each other. So we went with the McNamara Horton Group. Of course, we have Evis Mason is part of our team. You are part of our team. Mark is part of our team. So, there we go.
I'm not marrying a McNamara or a Horton, but I am part of the group.
You are part of the group.
But we do have a couple open houses that I want to say briefly. So Matt Mahoney has a listing at 2150 Pleasant Street in Dighton. He's from Dighton, so if you have any questions about the town or anything, reach out to Matt Mahoney. He is there from 10 to 12. That is on for $499.9. He's there today, 10 to 12. Again, 2150 Pleasant Street in Dighton. Cochise Estates, obviously, every single Saturday and Sunday. In West Bridgewater, 11 to 3. Those are ranging from $649 to $899. The Grady team are going to be at 282 King Street in Hanson from 12 to 2 tomorrow. That is on for $749.9. And Sharon, are you going to be at 20? Okay.
I will be at 25 Ledgewood Drive in Duxbury. We just had a price adjustment on that to $899. Really close to the highway, so come see me there, 12 to 2.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. We're going to continue this next Saturday.
Yes, next Saturday we will be there. But if you want to get into Cushing Trails beforehand, give me a call, 781-294-4848, and we'll see you next week.
It's a beautiful
Tuesday.
day in this neighborhood.
You'll be on Tuesday.
A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood. A neighborly day.